next thing we got coming up is pads. Now most people think pads, people that wear pads in paintball are to protect themselves from the paintballs. Not true. Pads, you got leg pads and elbow, forearm pads. Now these pads are used for sliding, more to protect your body than from paintballs. Abrasion resistant, they usually have little plastic cups to protect your elbows. And then, like I said, they're mostly there to protect yourself from sliding, from crawling on your elbows or on your knees, and just help yourself from not getting beat up too bad.
Right.
Bad guys don't wear them much because they're standing all the time. They got it easy.
We wear little knee pads just so in case we ever have to get on our knees, they're there. This is a set of the new JT goggles. Basically, when you're looking for goggles, there's a couple of things you want to look for. I can't stress enough how important it is to get into a higher end goggle. It's something that you're gonna be wearing this thing all day. It's gonna be hot, sweaty, this and that. You want something that has a nice foam, a nice feel to it, something that just kind of sits on your head and you're not bothered by it. Another thing that's gonna ruin your day is if your lenses are fogging. This is a dual pane thermal lens. Basically what that does is creates this layer inside the lens to where you don't fog. You can really run around outside there and you're not gonna fog.
And another thing that's important with the goggles is peripheral vision. You want to make sure you have a good area of range that you're looking through. And usually your best bet is to go big on your first goggle expense, get it out of the way. Most people, they look at goggles and say, oh, $70, that's crazy. Actually, goggles are probably your best investment. A, it's a big safety thing, you want to protect your eyes, you only have 2 of them. And B, you're going to be wearing around all day, and that's what makes most people uncomfortable is actual wearing a goggle, because it's hot, you're breathing, your breath's coming back. Get a quality goggle and you'll have no problems and you'll be a lot happier in the long run. Just go big right off the bat and get yourself a good set of goggles. Alright, this is my favorite part, talking about markers. Million different kinds of markers you can get. Depends what you're doing. Tournament ball, I'd say you want to go electro. I mean, that's the way everything's going. Electronic is the way to go. 2 reasons. A, the rate of fire is unbelievable on any electro that you get. And B, you can pretty much battle out of any position with electronic. If you have a pneumatic gun, if you're a right-hander, you shoot the pneumatic gun a little bit slower with your left hand. Not true with electronics. Pretty much if you're shoot right-handed, you can pretty much shoot your gun just as fast left-handed with an electronic gun because the ease of shooting. I mean, electronics, you have no trigger pull. All it is pretty much like a mouse click on a computer. And if you want to compete in today's tournament play, you definitely need like an electronic pneumatic gun. That way you can lay the paint on.
Another thing you guys want to talk about is your air system. When you first start off, you're going to get into probably CO2. One of the most common sizes is probably 20 ounce.
Yeah, 20 ounce.
Yeah, 20 ounce is a good size. And that's going to be in your starter guns, your mid-level guns. I mean, typically you don't want to get into that when you're talking about a electronic gun. That CO2 gets in there, forms liquid. That's water and electronics don't mix. Compressed air is the second step in air systems. That's something that you want to get into a 4,500 PSI. Don't even mess around with 3,000. You get a lot more bang for your buck with a 4,500 system. Play an entire game, few games ever filling your tank. And this is an 88 system. Basically what that means is an 88 cubic inch tank. So I have 4,500 PSI throughout 88 cubic inches. Rocky, on the other hand, what size bottle is that?
A little 45 cubic inch for us front players. This is the pop bottle, I like to call it.
That's the baby bottle.
This is a cute baby bottle. This is all you need if you play front. And with your compressed air system, of course, you get a front regulator, and all that does is regulate 4,500 PSI that's in your bottle down to whatever marker that you decide on getting, down to that PSI. Right now, this is 4,500 into 450 PSI, so it cuts down quite a bit. Markers and compressed air systems are pretty high tech, so before we end up leaving you guys, I just want to make sure, let you know, go to your pro shop, ask those guys. More than likely, they should have a couple people that actually play at the shop And I mean, ask them what they use. See if you can go in the back and try out some of the guns that they have on the wall. Try to shoot a barrel. If they're a straight up pro shop, they should pretty much let you shoot that gun before you get it. And don't be afraid to ask questions. I mean, we all start at the same spot. Don't think that a question is going to make you look stupid. Just go out, ask all the questions you need to ask, and definitely go through a shop. And you should be good to go. That's now that we went over all the basic equipment stuff. Grab your kit. Let's go out and get on the field.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Peace.
Later.
Adios.
Bye.
Now that you've got your gear, you need to know what to do with your gear. What you got to realize, paintball is just a big strategy match. It's almost like a chess match with markers. So what you need to do is walk the fields. We got our field captain, Scuba Steve here. He's going to help me out.
What's up, Rod?
What's up, Doc?
All right, let's start off with airball first. It's supposed to be the same all the way across from front to back, but it's usually not. So what you need to do is get on one side of the field, really walk it thoroughly, and then walk to the other side. And you'll slowly see that there's different angles, and bunkers are off just by inches. And those inches are going to make the big difference on you and your team succeeding and pushing through a side. So you really got to concentrate on angles. And you'll see that if you're like on one side of the field, you can stand on the bunker on the show tape and look across and say, this line here isn't like this on the other side. That's the difference in you succeeding, is walking the fields. That's where the tournaments are won. Naming your bunkers is an important thing. A lot of the airball fields that are out there now, they got what they call Dorito or Nacho, and then you got your wing nuts. You got to learn all your bunkers that are on the field and your positions, and that is where a tournament is won. That's where Avalanche really concentrates when we get to a tournament, is walking the field, because it is where I feel that we succeed a little bit further than other teams out there. All right, now that you've got the field figured out and you've walked the field thoroughly and you know all the key angles on the field, now you got to position your team. You got to position the players, your front players, your mid players, and your back players. You got to really figure out who's your best communicators and usually put them in the middle of the field so they can communicate right and left. You, the captain, need to figure that out, and you, the team, you need to help the captain figure that out and work with him.
All right, we've already discussed walking the fields before you play. Now we're going to go over the breakout, what to do actually when they call game on. We've got Martinez, Scuba, Roberts, and LB, and they're going to give you the lowdown on what to do. Cool, Rob. Why don't you show the kids the skinny on some breakout skills, man?
Word. First things first, you got back players, mid players, and front players, and everybody's got a special job that they got to do on the field. So what we're going to do next is start with our front players, E-Rob and Rock Dog.
As a front player, you'd be sprinting out to your spots, and these are going to be the spots that you chose when you're walking the fields earlier. But remember, the straightest line to your bunker isn't always the best line.
Yeah, what you want to do being a front player, you need pads, first of all. Second of all, you want to slide in there Pete Rose style, man. You don't want to slow down. You want to go full bore, slide in there, slide about 15 feet before you get to the actual bunker. If you come up short, not a big deal, man. Just crawl up in there and you're good to go.
Right on, hot shots. Well, let's go show the paintball world what we're talking about, and let's lead them the way.
Cool.
All right, I'll get my gear. See how Eric took his running lane? Watch what happens when he just runs directly from point A to B. Now watch how the Rock Dog slides. Notice how far he is from the bunker.
Now we've got the front players out of the way. I'm here with Cash Money Martinez. He's going to give us down low on what the mid players do and what they're not supposed to do. Hit it up.
Mid players are very important. Mid players come out shooting with their head up, paint in the air, making sure they put down the front players that are trying to move into those front spots. Eliminations in the break are very important, and back players and mid players are the key people to make that happen.
Now say you're on the breakout, you guys have come out and you guys are mowing. What happened if you guys are getting sweet spotted yourselves?
You run and hide, but it's important not to be scared. You got to get in your bunker. Make sure you live. You can't do your damage if you're dead.
Cool, Cash Money. Why don't you show me how it's done then, man?
All right, then check this out. Right, chill. I'm coming out with my gun blazing until the last 10 or 15 feet, throwing paint at people. Then I need to get in my bunker. If I start to pull up and realize there's a lot of people shooting at me, I'm just going to get in my bunker quickly.
Now what are you doing in your bunker?
Mid players get to make most of the eliminations. You should be in a bunker with lots of shot options, possibly a chance for a sweet spot, and a chance to knock out a bunch of front players from the other team. That's basically what a mid guy needs to do off the break.
Excellent. Now that we've got the front and mid players taken care of, what we're going to do now is go to the back line or back players. And LB is going to help us out today. He's one of the best back players there is. Tell us what's up, LB.
Basically, as a back guy, you're not going to do a whole lot of sprinting and diving at the initial start of the game. You're going to want to kind of walk or do the Travis trot to your bunker And as soon as you get there, you want to start throwing paint immediately. Your job is to throw enough paint out there so you allow your front guys to get in, your mid guys to develop a game, and your main responsibility is going to come later in the latter part of the game. And you're going to be responsible for closing it, helping front guys out, giving them enough paint so they can go to work, and allowing your mid guys to break the game wide open.
We got you on the breakout. We got you into your bunkers. We're going to show you how to play a spot. We're going to start with the front players first. Got Eric Roberts, Scuba Steve with me. Scuba, so when you're doing your thing, what's going on?
Well, as a front player, my job for the team is to get up all the way to my first position, and if at all possible, to keep moving forward. Because as I'm moving forward, my mid players can start coming in, taking my positions, and then the other team then has a hard time locating exactly where I'm at, and then it opens the door for the team to keep doing what it's got to do.
Another big thing is communication. Communication is the biggest part of the game. If you can talk to your back guys, relay what's going to be going on, you're able to set up plays, set up moves. That way you have the full cover and full fire support that you need when you're moving.
And what you got to realize when you're playing the front, you're the farthest guy up on the field, so you're the #1 priority to the other team. I mean, you got to learn, once you get into your bunker, you got to stay there, stay down, chill out for a little bit. For the first 5 minutes, just hang out. Remember, if you have 3 guys up on you, shooting at you, that frees up everything. So that means there's 3 guys on you, that leaves the mid players open to do whatever kind of damage they want. Cool. That takes us to what the mid players or insert players are looking for. Today we got 2 of the best. Chris Glory Boy Lasoya, by far one of the best players in the world. Cash Money Martinez. You blink 2 seconds and these guys are stabbing 2 or 3 of your guys right off the bat.
Yeah, this is what makes the game the best, being a game breaker. What you do is you get to get up the field, see the field. It makes it the most fun and the best part of the game by any means. You get up the field, you see your eliminations, you kind of get most of the glory. You take away from the front guys because the front guys do all the work, but you still get up there, they still cause a little confusion. You get up front, you make the eliminations, you break the game, and it helps out the other team to move up the center in the process.
It's definitely most important for the mid guys to break the game. They find the seams, they pick their spots, they move in when they see the right time. You know, if you look seconds away, 2 minutes later you ain't looking around, the mid player's going to be up in your grill, putting it down on you. So here's what some bomb digging mid players can do for your team. Watch. Wait.
Okay, LB, now you guys get in your bunkers.